Uber on a beat, so you know he bringing heat. Whoa.
Okay, so 8 months ago, my friends and I wanted to watch CreedII, the upcoming Rocky movie. Okay, I know you're gonna ask why I'm so late. Well, the truth is, I spent hundreds and hundreds of hours procrastinating until I finally made this video in half an afternoon. It takes true talent to be so lazy. My friends have been texting me to do it ever since we watched CreedII. Do you realize how bold one must be to resist all this peer pressure? How lethargic one must be to just type out some words on a computer? Yeah, I thought so. You're welcome. So anyway, when it comes to CreedII, I knew exactly what was going to happen, just like all the other boxer movies. Incoming spoilers. Hero reaches peak in career, gets a bit cocky, gets beat the shit out of, realizes the seemingly insurmountable challenge, gets guidance from a superior being, then trains to come back. Like, what training are you gonna do to be even better than the current heavyweight champion? What, some Mexican guy on a tire? Really? The Mexican dude beat him at the beginning. If anything, he should be the champion. Anyway, after all that, he beats all the odds by destroying some 8-foot, 300-pound of pure Siberian Russian muscle. Someone needs to be sent to Gulag. But enough of all that. What you really want to hear about is my mentality and how it changed. So let's get right into it. Again, like I said, the movie played out pretty cliche, but spoilers, when Creed was down on the floor after that vulnerable gut punch in the finale, it really made me ponder and tried to simulate how much pain he is in. I tried to think of it like the haptic suit in Ready Player One, because when you get punched or touched or whatever, you're
really feeling it.
My train of thought kept on going and finally ended up on questioning how, in, but not limited to, history or stories were not told how hard they struggled as an emphasis. Maybe it's just me, but when you tell me Elon Musk really worked hard for this, like, how did he work so hard? Or rather, in the experience itself, in that moment when we worked so hard on something, or when, in our case, Creed slowly and painfully getting back up, it's in these moments I wish I have some physical connection to the heroes in the stories, to truly understand how the protagonist feels, their nerves, their synapses, all popping off at that moment. When Creed trained hard, it was only an experience that others went through a similar thing could truly illustrate down to the detail, the sweat of pouring down the forehead and the wind blowing against it. Anyone that didn't get to, and I know this is a stretch, sweat wouldn't understand the exact feeling I'm trying to depict. It is this phenomena that I kept questioning myself, even before Creed II. As a matter of fact, let me tell you a short story. I've always wanted to ask this question, which goes like this. Can a person learn from others' experience, or does he have to go through it himself to truly learn and absorb its lesson? Fortunately, I learned that the previous Outlaws rapper, Napoleon, had his kids in my school, and I'll never forget the day I saw him. It was a busy after-school session where I had to run some errands. I saw him the day before, but I was too late, and I thought I would miss out again, so I ran at full speed once I finished towards the gate. My hope was growing bleak, but lo and behold, he was standing right there, seemingly like any other person with his humble clothing. The sight of him kind of hit me like a truck, but I took a deep breath and steeled my nerves and made my way towards him. Surprisingly enough, he was friendly and happy to help, so I went ahead and asked, "Since you have a lot of history, I wanted to ask that if a person wants to truly learn something, does he have to go through the painful experience, or can he learn it from others?" He gave me a slight grin and said, "It's definitely possible to learn from others. If you really reflect and listen to the tale and examine it, you should appreciate that God hasn't put you through these hardships, and that is such a blessing." At that moment, I've gained a new and permanent point of view on stories. The fact that some of the hardest stories we have ever heard of, we may never have to endure. But my heart still feels like that's not the whole story. I'm not completely sold off on that point. And I realized that I must further investigate this question and ask other wise and experienced people. This has become one of my personal goals, and I shall update my thesis whenever I learn any new details. But for now, experiences shape us, physically, mentally, or even spiritually. At face value, it seems that experience it firsthand is a more memorable way than simply studying it. Maybe that's true, or maybe we can make such connections with the stories that we read that we can simply feel it as if we went through that journey ourselves. Whatever that case, I cannot reach any conclusions yet, and there's still so much more to learn. I hope you've learned something, and maybe you want to explore more about a topic, be it this or any other that you have in mind. Please feel free to comment down below what you've been wondering about, and as discussion is the best method to broaden your horizons and let that weight off your chest. I apologize if I was a bit rocky when it came to this essay. The truth is I'm quite ambivalent about this phenomena, but I'll try my best to summarize it clearly. Oh, and by the way, all future My Mentality summaries can be viewed on this Prezi provided in the description. It will be constantly updated with each video and reviewed throughout time. I hope you'll find it as useful as much as I do. As for today's objective points, our lives will be filled with journeys and experiences. They are an inevitable part of life, and the way we handle them shapes our thinking and morality. Whatever happens to us, it will be attitudes that shape us, whether they were good, bad, or even neutral. And as for my subjective points, perhaps experiencing something firsthand might be the most memorable, but making strong connections to a story or experience that you've heard before, or linking it to a similar experience of your own, whether it contains the same moral or not, can indeed make you appreciate the experiences even more. Now, of course, every person is different, and maybe some methods are more effective than others. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've worked a bit hard on it, and it kind of took a very long while, because again, I procrastinated for literally hundreds of hours, and I hope you all enjoyed. I wish to make another video real soon, but for now I really wish you do enjoy this one, and have a great day.